The Galactic Council chambers had never been so silent. 700 species representing 12,000 worlds sat in stunned quiet as the massive holographic display showed the impossible sight above their home planet of Nexus Prime. Admiral Zethkar of the Hegemony Navy felt his four hearts skip in synchronized terror. The human fleet that had materialized at the system's edge was unlike anything in the databases. Sleek black vessels, each the size of a small moon, hung motionless in perfect formation. But it wasn't their size that froze the blood in his veins, it was their configuration. Every ship bore the crimson banner of mourning. Every vessel flew at half-mast, the golden standard of Terra's lost queen. "Impossible," whispered Chancellor Vexani, her crystalline form flickering with anxiety. "The humans said she was dead. They held a state funeral. We sent our condolences." Queen Sarah Chen had been humanity's first and only monarch in 3 millennia, elected not by birth but by the unanimous vote of Earth's 8 billion souls. She had been their diplomat, their voice, their gentle hand extended in friendship to the galaxy's countless species. For 20 years she had walked these very halls, speaking softly of peace, of cooperation, of humanity's desire to find their place among the stars. Then 5 years ago, her personal vessel had vanished in the void sector. No distress call. No debris, simply gone. The humans had mourned publicly, professionally. They'd held a beautiful ceremony, scattered empty caskets into their sun, and quietly faded from galactic politics. Most species had forgotten about them entirely. Now their queen had returned, and she had brought an army. "Incoming transmission," announced the Council's AI with its usual mechanical calm. The main display shifted, and suddenly she was there. Queen Sarah Chen looked exactly as she had 5 years ago. Serene brown eyes, graying hair pulled back in a simple bun, wearing the modest blue robes of her office. But something was different. Something in her expression that made even the battle-hardened Hegemony Admiral take a step backward. "Honored species of the Galactic Council," she said, her voice carrying the same gentle cadence they all remembered. "I bring greetings from the human coalition, and profound sadness for what has transpired in my absence." Chancellor Vexani found her voice first. "Your Majesty, we thought you were dead. Your people held funeral rites. We mourned with them." A smile touched the Queen's lips, but it never reached her eyes. "My people believed I was dead, Chancellor, as was intended. You see, I was taken by the Devourers in the Void Sector. For 5 years I have been their guest, learning their ways, studying their methods, understanding their plans for this galaxy." The temperature in the chamber seemed to drop. The Devourers were a myth, a cautionary tale told to young species about the dangers of deep space exploration. Ancient beings who consumed entire civilizations, leaving nothing but empty worlds spinning in the dark. "They are not a myth," the Queen continued, as if reading their thoughts. "They have been watching us all, cataloging our worlds, measuring our defenses. They planned to begin their harvest 6 months ago, starting with the core worlds and working outward. 20 billion souls on Nexus Prime alone were scheduled to feed their hunger." "Were?" Admiral Zethkar croaked. "Were." The Queen's smile grew sharper. "You see, the Devourers made a critical error in their calculations. They assumed that humanity would behave like every other species they had encountered, that we would break under their tortures, reveal our secrets, beg for mercy that would never come." She paused, studying the faces staring back at her through the transmission. "They were wrong about us. Fundamentally, catastrophically wrong. When they took me, they thought they were capturing humanity's greatest weakness. Our need for leaders, our emotional attachments, our inability to make hard choices. Instead, they handed my people their greatest gift." The display split, showing tactical readouts that made the Admiral's blood freeze. Devourer positions throughout the galaxy marked in red. Massive fleets lurking in the dark between stars, poised to strike at hundreds of worlds simultaneously, all marked as eliminated. For 5 years, while I endured their hospitality, my people prepared. They built ships not for exploration or trade, but for one purpose: war. They trained not for defense, but for complete annihilation of an enemy. They studied every piece of intelligence I could smuggle out, every weakness I could identify, every strategic position I could map. The Queen's gentle expression hardened into something that would haunt the Council's dreams for decades to come. 3 days ago, the human coalition fleet struck simultaneously across 47 star systems. The devourer armies that had gathered to consume your worlds, your children, your entire civilizations, they are gone. Every ship, every soldier, every trace of their existence burned away in nuclear fire. The chamber remained silent, processing the magnitude of what they were hearing. The funeral banners my ships carry are not for me, Queen Sarah Chen said quietly. They are for the devourers. They are for the end of the longest genocide in galactic history. They are for the monster that planned to eat us all. She leaned forward slightly, and for a moment, her mask of serenity slipped entirely. My people thought I was dead, so they prepared to avenge me. The galaxy believed humans were weak, so we became strong. The devourers assumed we were prey, so we became the hunters. The transmission began to fade, but her final words echoed clearly through the stunned silence. The Queen has returned. The war is over. Sleep well, knowing that humanity stands watch in the dark. The display went black. Outside, the human fleet maintained its vigil, silent guardians carrying banners of mourning for an enemy that would never threaten the galaxy again. In the council chambers, 700 species sat in the darkness, finally understanding what it meant when humans said they would never forget.